I've taken companies that have been just sort of a couple people in a bench in an incubator to closing $100 million rounds 10 years later. And so I sort of know how to grow startups from a patent standpoint, and people want that in their attorney.
Yeah, I would imagine that a lot of the companies that are coming on this show, they're small mom and pops, a lot of average Americans that this is probably the first time they're working with an attorney, and they have a hard time working with somebody who is, so big, working with such a big firm compared to what they were expecting? Is there some sticker shock with your billable rates and everything like that? Or are they just like, no, we want the best, and if this costs, it costs what it costs?
I structure my practice so that it's going to be affordable to those people. There certainly is sticker shock with my billable rate, which is absurdly high. But, again, I structure my, how I do things to make it affordable and to fit into the life cycle of startups and entrepreneurs and things like that. And so, on a project basis, it's not all that expensive. I mean, I'm certainly not inexpensive, but at the same time, that's why they come and work with me, because they know that, I'm doing more than just filing a patent application. It's more than just paperwork. It's strategy that's going to help their company and building assets that are going to be worth way, way more than what they're paying me for the patent work. And that, I understand startups and I understand the life cycle of startups. I've taken companies that have been just sort of a couple people in a bench in an incubator to closing $100 million rounds, 10 years later. And so I sort of know how to grow startups from a patent standpoint, and people want that in their attorney. That's kind of why people, want to work with me and are, willing to pay the higher rates for things.
Do you ever do other than just billable hours, type of thing, or project based, at like exchange for equity or any other type of creative deal structures, or is that typically not the way you operate as the firm?
No, yeah, and it's because it kind of can be a conflict of interest. I know that some firms do that or, kind of try to. I just don't like the conflict of interest aspect of it, just
Mhm.
because, then
It's cleaner
it's
this way.
yeah, exactly. It's a lot cleaner when, hey, just I'm billable rate, and it just keeps things a lot simpler. In some ways, it would actually be really fun. I wish that I could do something where, almost like I would do it fully on equity,
Mhm.
and I'm kind of
If
more
you
like
really believe in the company.
yeah, exactly. But that would just like completely change, sort of the business model, and I don't think our firm would be okay with that. But in a lot of ways, in another life, I think it would be fun to, like work in venture capital or be a, angel investor or something like that, because, I have a lot of experience with startups and I kind of see, what works and what doesn't, and kind of be a, be an investor, but then also get in there and, help them build a patent portfolio and do it for equity. Something like that could be really fun, but, not with my current business structure, unfortunately. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more clips from this podcast, you can see the full playlist right here, and we've got the full podcast right here. And please like the video on your way out so we can have it seen by more people. Thanks.